My name is Soji Apampa, and I'm one of the founders of the Convention on Business Integrity. We recently started a series called Regulatory Conversations to try to get a dialogue going between the public and the private sectors over the way to improve governance in Nigeria. We decided to go ahead with this, sparked off by the regulatory actions that were taken against MTN Nigeria by the Central Bank of Nigeria. You might recall that at the end of August 2018, the Central Bank of Nigeria fined MTN a total of $8.1 billion in an amount which was supposed to cover some capital certificates of capital importation into Nigeria. These certificates, simply put, are evidence that the company imported foreign exchange from another jurisdiction into Nigeria for running its businesses and recorded the same as investment in Nigeria. And banks that receive this payment, this imported capital, are supposed to issue a certificate within 48 hours. It was alleged by the central bank that MTN had not received the requisite permissions from the central bank on capital it claimed it had imported between 2001 and 2006. And Nigerian regulators, that is, wanted this money to be brought back to Nigeria and deposited in the Central Bank of Nigeria. Now, because the transaction was done through the banks, and the banks involved were Citibank, Standard Chartered Bank, Diamond Bank, and Stanbic IBTC. And the idea was they also were to be fined for the alleged infraction. Because the central bank is their banker, their fines were deducted at source. So 5.8 billion naira was deducted from these four banks at source by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And but MTN went to court to challenge the fine. The action in and of itself, the same day, led to MTN losing about a third of its value. So it was shareholders who lost their money, about a third of the money that they have. And if MTN were to pay back the sums that the Nigerian government was asking for, the total market capitalization of the company was not sufficient to even pay back the amount that was demanded. A few days later, practically a week later, the Attorney General of the Federation then also demanded $2 billion from MTN, which he claimed were back taxes that MTN had allegedly not remitted to the government. MTN also refuted that allegation by the Attorney General's office. And this sparked off a big debate in the private sector. What exactly is going on in Nigeria? And two schools of thought appeared to be emerging. Number one, are foreign companies like MTN truly ripping Nigeria off? Is that the case? Or is it a case that we have inept regulators? In order to look at this in a bit more detail, the Convention on Business Integrity, in partnership with Action Aid, in partnership with Business Day newspapers, Nigeria Economic Summit Group, and the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, then decided to start a series of regulatory conversations to make sure that we could improve the effectiveness of regulatory actions. So it's not just actions that police, but also actions that develop sectors, that strengthen governance, that regulation is a good thing, and let's make sure we get the best of it.